Good evening and welcome to Interesting Podcast. I am your host, the Black Tucker Carlson, and I'm sitting in tonight for Mr. Jamal. As you can tell, I'm wearing a blazer. He doesn't wear a blazer, but yeah, that's what's going on tonight. And tonight we're doing a special on the Andrews Town Council. We're just going to go down and talk about Andrews Town Council members, each individually, and I'm going to give you some of my thoughts, some of my opinions on what I have observed over the last number of months, 4, 5, 6, 7 months of going to town council and county council meetings and just observing these elected officials. Keep in mind this is just my opinions. Um, and with these comments, my aim is not to divide. I think it's safe to say that the town has been clearly divided uh, for some time before I got there. But it is my intentions in every way that I can do as the Black Tucker Carlson to improve that situation. So if you are hearing me and you can see me clearly, please hit that like button just to let me know where we are in this process and what I should be doing. Shout out to Kamita Brown. She got a master's degree today from today over at USC. Know what that is? It's the familia. So, but yeah, I gotta get into this whole situation with. I gotta talk about it. I just want to give you my overall thoughts on the my experience with this is the first time I've ever been around a politician of a DC politician, you know, in an area, in a room, in the same room with him, you know, actually discussing things. Now I actually didn't discuss anything. I didn't have any questions. I was, you know, um just taking it all in, which is a position that I like to take. I like to sit back and just kind of observe and see and read the room. And you know, if I have a question, then I would definitely put that question out there. But who am I talking about? I am talking about Congressman Russell Fry. He came to Andrews this on yesterday, and he spoke with some citizens and met with the mayor. And it was and then they ended up going out to the Cypress Preserve over headed toward Big Dam side. Thank you for that heart there. And you know, here are a couple shots from that meeting. Um, this is from out at the Cypress Preserve right here. So again, I got this jacket on because again, I'm the Black Tucker Carlson, and I'm I'm a, I'm a big thing now. Like come on, man. I feel like I belong in the press briefing room. Not bad for a podcaster, huh? Not bad for a bomb dropping podcaster. But it was very interesting to have Russell Fry in. And if you don't know, Russell Fry is the guy that took out Tom Rice, a longtime congressman from the 7th District of South Carolina. Tom Rice made the fatal mistake of voting to impeach former President Donald Trump. And therefore, 38-year-old Russell Fry is your 7th District congressman at this point right now. Some things that I find, some of the things that, some thoughts that were going through my head as I was observing this. one of the things that I'm always on the lookout for um, are the helpers, are the people who get involved in things and are doing things, and there's no ulterior motive except to help. Um, and you can usually see this when a person's doing something, and you can obviously see that what they're doing has no benefit to them. Now, what am I saying here? Russell Fry is a Republican, and he has about a he has a I have a better chance of being elected president of the United States than he does carrying votes in 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 Andrews. And the reason I'm saying that is because why is he there? Okay, you have to ask yourself what is the political angle. There's not enough Republican voters in that area um, to for him to even come and do what he, to be there the way he did. Again, so I was just happy to be there, and again, I'm so happy that tonight I put on a jacket. Okay, look at that. Yeah, 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 yeah. So, again, there was a lot said there. And one of the things that I noticed is that immediately off the gate, there you go. You see the three wise men. You also see Councilman Rob Stamper and Councilwoman Amy Flagler sitting there. And one of the concerns from the seniors in the audience was about Medicaid, and things that I'm not I don't I'm not well versed on that, so I'm just only expressing to you what I heard. So don't ask me any questions about it. This is just basically what I'm saying. So, but and I got some more videos of those interactions. I'm gonna release those. Wish I could do it on here now, but you see, I'm on this computer, and this computer does not play well when it comes to videos and all that good stuff. But yeah, that was one of the main concerns from the seniors was about the Medicaid. Basically, everybody on that line that I just saw you, that's where some of their questions were, and what their questions were about. Now, there were there was a line of questioning that that was troublesome to me, And first off the bat, there was you. So there's people on the town council. I keep saying county. And shout out to Mr. Raymond. And I'll get to you later. But shout out to Mr. Everett Carolina. He was in the building. Yeah, Mr. Everett showed up. He came there. He was there. So county representative, even though you asked a stupid question, and Mr. That word, stupid. This is social media, so get over it, man. It's gonna be, if stupid bothers you, then you know what? You better get off right now because it's gonna get rough. But yeah, asking questions that were now here I am, as silly as I am, right? And I didn't even ask any questions, but what I did do in the event that I was going to ask questions, I had some written down. You know what I mean? I thought about it the night before, and then that day I thought about it, and then I went and I actually did some research on Congressman Fry and some of the topics. He's a freshman. He's a freshman congressman, meaning this is his first term. So he's literally up in Washington trying to figure out, uh, where to, how to do this and how to do that. Um, but again, it was awesome for him to come and sit with the people and talk about that. Before he left the state level, he worked on a bill that addressed infrastructure, because one of the things that he spoke about was the failing infrastructures across the country in all small towns, and the fact that nowhere, I mean, nowhere, you know, were people updating and upgrading the infrastructure. So you're hearing the same thing everywhere, and everybody thinks, "Oh, it's just me," but it's literally not. He touched on that, and Andrews was just awarded about $7 million in a grant. In that grant that I'm telling you about now, that he was instrumental in working on before he left to go to Congress. And so, um, and the towns that didn't get it, they weren't in a position to get it. They didn't qualify for it. And so you had to have you. That's the thing about these grants and all this stuff like this, and people thinking it's just like, oh well, that money is for this and that money. If no, this is there's. I know that I know enough to know that it's not as simple as all the money in this bank account, I could just touch it and do what I want to do with it. But that's another conversation. Um, and I've been following, and if you've been following me since we really started focusing on the town of Andrews, like that's one of the things that that helps me in this political. One of the things that helps me in this political is I have a memory of like when people say things and what they say, and I can remember it for some reason. And it things will actually play back in my head simultaneously while I'm hearing something else. Like in my head, I'll be playing back what they actually said while I'm listening to them contradict themselves and do, what I would call I don't know. I don't know if it's voluntary that people do this, but take let's talk about Councilman Rob Stamper here for a minute. All right. And Mr. Stamper told me in the at the meeting that that he didn't like, the pictures and the social media, and like, dude, you're a public figure. Do you not know this? Like, I don't understand. But and it's just I'm so how this it ain't but one way to do things, and that's just do it. So um now, so here's what's happening here. I can't play the video for you guys. I'm going to release the video, but I'm going to play the audio here of Councilman Rob Stamper's question to Congressman Fry. Okay. And I'm troubled by this again, because I've been following Andrew's politics, right? So when you're an elected official, when you decide to put your hat in the ring, it's like you take an oath. It's like you take on a responsibility, and these responsibility comes with making decisions that are going to have effects way down the road. Um, when some of you were kids walking around, there were decisions made that now you can't put a trailer on property that your family owns right there in town unless it's of a certain age. Now I get that, but my point in saying that is that I don't think some of the I don't think some of the decisions that were made back then, the folks, I think if they had to look at it now and see how it's affecting some of the people based on the economy and all this other stuff like that, maybe they wouldn't have made that same decision back then. Maybe they would have. I don't know. Hindsight is always 2020. I guess that's what they say. But I'm sitting in there and I'm listening to, the questions go off. I just told you, it was a bunch of questions about Medicaid and the fact that uh, a lot of most black people, most Democrat uh, elderly people for the most part think that, and I said most, not all, most think that the Republicans are trying to destroy Medicaid. Okay. And that would be if you understand the seventh district and how it's made up and the economic makeup of the seventh district. Now, the seventh district has a jewel, which is the coast, which is, Myrtle Beaches, the Polly's, and this is that. But on the backside of that, there's a lot of poverty, there's a lot of Medicaid. So, and everybody doesn't vote Democrat. So, think about that and inform yourself a little more on that. But who are we talking about now? We're talking about Councilman Rob Stamper and his question to Congressman Fry. So let me set this up. I want to put a picture up here. Oh, not that picture. Okay, and there's Mr. Stamper right there in the thing, and just like I told you, I'm gonna walk this out. So you know what I mean, just kind of walk it out with me. This ain't mean spirited. This. Hear me out, and then on the backside, you tell me if I'm being a jerk or if I'm telling you, I'm sitting and I'm watching and I'm observing and I'm giving you what I'm seeing. Okay, right or wrong, I'm giving you what I'm seeing, but I want to know your opinion on it. But here we go. All right, let's get this set up. Oh, there we go. Again, salute to Councilman Fry and his team for coming out. And shout out to the town of Andrews for having their stuff together and getting them people in and out of there in a good time, and everything was organized. And I mean, I like that. All right, so back to here. All right, walk with me on this now, Mr. Stamper.
And that's the one thing we as a town have to offer anybody, any industry or anything. We don't have a waterfront like Georgetown does. We don't have a harbor walk. We don't have a marsh walk like Merle Dillon.
Oh, let me back you up a little bit, Bo. That was Mr. Stamper saying that we don't have a harbor walk, we don't have a boardwalk, we don't have this.
Thing, just kind of give you a quick history. Town Andrews used to have knit mills, Rappahannock wire, had big water consumers. And that's the one thing we as a town have to offer anybody, any industry or anything. We don't have a waterfront like Georgetown does. We don't have a harbor walk. We don't have a marsh walk like Merle Dillon. And when those industries closed, it put a lot of hardship on those towns.
For sure.
We still have the same existing infrastructure that served those back during the 80s. And we got a tenth of the money we used to have with those industries when they were existing. And during that time, Andrews was thought of as a boom town because we had all those industries here. We had the infrastructure here. We had the water capacity.
All right. So let me start by saying this right here. That time gone. All right. That time, that ship has sailed. We spend a lot of times looking back at what was and not looking at what is. Because what Andrews was does not help the children in Andrews for tomorrow.
We could offer to bring those businesses here. And like you said, clay pipes, terracotta pipes.
Yeah.
We're fighting those day in and day out. And, it's dilapidated piping. And I think it's affecting our economic development to a point to where they're saying, well, you're having all these water issues. Why is I, as a industry president or company president or owner, why would I want to come to small town America when you're fighting water issues, and I need water for my processes.
Mhm.
That's one concern I have. Another thing,
All right, that's one concern that he has. He says that why would a business bring business here when the town is fighting the same issues, you know, with dilapidated pipes and all this other good stuff? That's one of his concerns. Okay.
I have, or another question I have is, and I'm sure it's noticeable when anybody comes to town, we're the gateway to Georgetown County. You come from Winnsburg County, you come 521, you come through Andrews. You come from 41, you come through Andrews. And it's, you know, it's not, you know, it's obvious that our streetscape needs updating.
Mhm.
And I think, is there anything out there that can help us get our main street, or our, you know, arterial way, our major ways upfitted to start attracting people? Because, you know, this, like y'all fix to go to the Cypress Preserve.
All right. That is, to me, now I'm telling you, I'm listening from my perspective, okay? And to me, that is batshit crazy what he is saying, okay? And the one thing what you're not going to accomplish with politicians is begging, okay? Especially in this time that I've been going back and forth to these council meetings, he asked the councilman, he said that Andrews is the gateway to Georgetown County, and our streetscape is going down. Okay. Is there any money, or is there any something out there that you could do to help us in Andrews? Now, this is not that's not effective, especially when Andrews has a visioning plan in place. Does the name Trip Muldrow ring a bell to you? Were you not sitting there at council when Trip called and gave the update? Remember the $20,000 that their organization, the grant money that they found to do a visioning plan? Do you remember when they went through all of these meetings and they called different people and invited them? I was there. Okay. Miss Angela Anderson was there. Mayor Pro Tem, even Everett Carolina one time for E-Double was there. And Raymond Newton was there. When they sat down and talked to, you remember all of this? They had the round tables, they had the public forum. Now, an everyday citizen could easily say, "Hey, I don't know about that." I'll give them that one. They got that. They got that. But I know, and I did ask, yeah, where were you at it on any of these? You're asking this man, you're wasting this man's time, and this is in my humble opinion. Again, I'm telling you, this is my opinion. You're wasting this man's time with issues that that the town is actively, and I say we because they invited me to the meeting. That's why I got on my Tucker Carlson jacket too. Okay, one more. Okay. So the question was, I was over there tripping. Y'all got to understand, I have to learn, you know, because I'm just, especially when I hear the craziness. Again, I tell you, it plays in my head. You asked questions about that. These people got mock-ups, drawings. Sitting directly across from him are the folks from OSI and the folks from out at the Cypress Preserve. You heard he said, yeah, y'all going out to the Cypress Preserve or whatever. You know what I mean? Now, y'all gonna understand why I'm a big fan of and I rock with Russell Fry. Not just because before he came to Andrews Trust, okay? Before that, when I found out that was happening, I was just like, I was like,
hey, yo, the pizza here.
Stupid, I'm not gonna let you get the chance.
What? Remember that. So Russell Fry's answer to this is just, let's get into this real fast. Let me pull this up real fast. All right, let's see.
Here in a little bit, is there something out there that you could help us with to kind of make our Main Street more attractive to help supplement the Black River?
How about you get more active in stuff that you're signing off on? There's a visioning plan. The town needed a visioning plan. That's how King Street was able to get the funds they got from Senator Lindsey Graham. Did you see when those other ladies seized the opportunity whenever their time came in there? And it was just like, because they know how it works. You up here begging the man for help. All we need you to do, bro, is when this paperwork come through, put your signature on the backside of that for us, and let's get that thing rolling on up there. But is there anything you can do for us? Please help us. I'm going to have a lot of information on the visioning plan that I already got, that I got through emails that just, you could be sitting in. I've never been in an executive session. And I don't want to get elected to get in one. So, but I don't think they let photographers in there. That's what you should have led with, bro. These people don't want you to come. They got to, now he got to figure it out, go look for a loan and this and that. What you should have said was, hey, Congressman Fry, I appreciate your time. Listen, I have a list of loans here that we think we qualify for. We just like to know that if we get, once we get ourselves together and put this on the proper paperwork in place, would you be there to support us for that? Yes, I'll be able to do that. Send it over to my guy. He got a guy in the back right there the whole time, writing down, taking notes. Boom, 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 boom. Gotta peep the game, dog. Gotta peep the game, man. Like, I wonder if y'all be wanting, why are y'all council people? I mean, I guess y'all could say, why aren't you one? You talking so much? Because the pay ain't good enough for me. I tell y'all, I watch people, and I'm like, why is this man here? What is he gonna get? What is it gonna benefit for him being here? That's the same question I have for Councilman Jamie Altman. I got a nice cash app for somebody who said, no, because y'all be gonna send me something crazy, and but he wasn't there, which is no surprise. He's hardly ever there. No social, none of the community events. Only people I see at these community events is, like, you'll see the chief out there, you see other officers out there, then you'll see the mayor out there, which I think he got a damn clone. Then you'll see with the mayor pro tem out there. You'll see him out there at these events. And you'll see Miss Anderson. You'll see Miss Amy. But you don't see Jamie Altman. So what are they doing for your votes? Jamie Altman, he used to be an officer. Why ain't he speaking up about the EMS situation? Even I got something from the day of prayer in the at the gazebo. When I was there, when that man was praying, man was saying you got to be bold. You got to be like a warrior for Jesus. Like you can't be scared. Talking about like the Stampers way. Miss Stamper got them signatures, man. And I'm talking about it's a mixed bag. I'm just telling you how I see it. That's it. That's like my homegirl. I ain't seen her in a minute. She's like, man, I could not stand you up at one point. I'm like, I'm sure you couldn't. You're probably justified in feeling that way, sweetheart. Don't feel bad. Or Councilman Bob Ulrich. I mean, no kind of nothing. Come election time, no. Hey, yeah, you know, I don't even know who this dude is. I'm keeping it real with you. I don't even know who he is. Like, hey, welcome to Andrews. Please, somebody tell me who is this guy? But let's listen to the answer that the congressman gives.
River Cypress Preserve, and when somebody comes Black River Cypress Preserve, to attract them to come to town and do business here in town with our local vendors.
Possible.
It's called the visiting plan. You some of that stuff they gave you, go in your truck or your car or wherever you throw it at whenever you get it and actually look in it. You'll be like, okay. Then you'll see why I'm saying what I'm saying. Let's go, because I got to get through some more of these council people right here. I got to give y'all my analysis. This is it's just my opinion. Y'all feeling the jacket? Are y'all feeling the black Tucker Carlson jacket? You know what I mean? 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 Let's move on down to our next. Oh, no. I definitely want to give the congressman a chance to reply to what we could do to get some people to come to Andrews and just sit around and look at us. Okay, you ready, Congressman? Yeah. Give you this profile right here. Let's go, Congressman. Whoa, what did I just do? Oh, that's what I did. That's what I just did. I'm tripping.
And one more question I have is if, with this Black River Cypress Preserve being in our public service protection area, our fire protection area, we would govern that portion of the reserve because in our contractual area with Yorktown County. Well, that
Now, that's a good question right there. Now, that's one thing he is good at. Now, he's a fireman. He's a dedicated fireman. Shout out to the fire department. You know what I mean? Saving lives. But that question was still stupid. But anyway, let's go.
because any kind of leverage on any type of grants or anything having a state
State park?
in our coverage area, any kind of leverage that we could as a town take advantage of.
Possibly. I mean, you're in biggest service territory. I mean, that's something we can look into. And Heather, I don't know if there's anything on the state level that you're aware of.
I'm not going through all that, man. You know what he told him? He said, man, you got to sell what you got. And that was in response to we don't have the beachfront, we don't have the boardwalk, we don't have. Okay, Andrews has a history that needs to be developed and packaged to be sold. There's a state park coming to Black River. I can't even say that loud enough. There's a state park coming to Black River. But we were worrying about the boardwalk and Andrews used to be, and just my opinions. Yeah, Councilman Eric, where were you? There is a very good council person sitting watching this right now thinking, you know what? You just thought, man, I'll make a good council person. Yes, you probably would. Serious times right now. So you need serious people, serious dedicated people. Council. I put man. I meant to put woman. You know what? Let me edit this right here. I ain't gonna disrespect Miss A. Anderson. Y'all remember that? A. Anderson and B. Anderson. That book just dropped. Miss Anderson, Angela. So, hey, I know Miss Anderson probably think, man, this dude here was kind of crazy and he be talking a lot of junk. And I do, Miss Anderson. I ain't even gonna lie. I do. But the one thing I will say about Miss Anderson is that she is there. She is there. She shows up to council when she can make it. She's always at town council. I'm talking about county council. She actually spoke at the other one, the last one I saw. And, you know, as far as community things, she's active in the community, especially when it comes to education. I know she was spearheading a high school GED program recently at the library. However, comma, Ms. Anderson, the proposal that you're making about creating a full-time position for a code enforcement officer, I heard you make that in the last 2 meetings. And I did some research. The freedom of information is just, it's powerful. But you got to know the right questions to ask. You got to know what you're asking for. Just asking for stuff, you just get just that stuff. So you need to know exactly what you're asking for. And the minutes. I don't know if you're being influenced to ask to create that position, for the town to create a position like that. That's about a $40,000 job that you're wanting to create out of thin air. Now, it's just me. And again, I'm a podcaster, but I think there's probably some ethics violations that will take place. Let's just say hypothetically. Now we're just speaking hypothetically. Say, for instance, the position of a building inspector was created, right? Now, let's divorce ourselves from the fact that a building inspector is in place now. And I don't know that there's a problem now. I was asking, but anyway, again, the right questions. Would it would not look good if an elected official got that position that was created. Listen to what I'm saying. And this is hypothetically, okay? Meaning that it doesn't, you know what I mean? Let's just say it would not look good to create a position and then put an elected official, somebody who is an elected official, in that position. Because if now, and again, I'm just an observer. If there was going to be a position created, I don't know how you could overlook the mayor pro tem, who has been very instrumental in first mapping out the water system of Andrews for free, so that these clay, just so, for free. If I were him, I would sue the town of Andrews. I'd sit right in there and let y'all vote it right in. As soon as that, I go file a lawsuit against the town of Andrews. I mean, we got council people who sued the town of Andrews before, and they said no council. That's public information now. Don't be mad at me. Because again, it just seems as if and Everett did the same thing that Mr. Stamper did. Got up there, and they had just talked about the $7 million. That's why it's important to pay attention. And the vision and plan, that was back since August last year. So I don't get that one. That the whole, we need something to do to fix our streets or whatever. Why do you think Mr. Trip Muldrow called in, and they came in, and you remember the little kind of stocky guy, kind of Barney Rubble looking kind of Mr. Tripp? I'm just joking. Now, Ms. Amy Fleglin, shout out to Ms. Amy Fleglin, and I ain't gonna say nothing about Ms. Amy Fleglin. All I'm gonna tell you this is when Ms. Amy come and have to put a little bit of that Andrews flavor on there, you gonna know what's been said, and you gonna have an understanding when she left there. So shout out to Ms. Amy Fleglin. Let me leave Ms. Amy alone right now. So yeah, man. That's what aggravated me this morning. So, and all this stuff can be course corrected because again, there was not one, there was no victories. It was just we just picked up another ally in this fight, and we just showed everybody. And I'm saying we because I feel like I'm in the fight too. But I promise you, they don't tell me nothing. I gotta get legal on there. They get on them. They be like, oh, him again with the damn questions. Oh my God! But they think I'm part of the team. Yeah, they don't want me on their team, yo. I couldn't pass the. Oh my goodness, man. I couldn't pass the test. You know what I mean? But I am the Black Tucker Carlson. Again, y'all gotta ask yourself, what was the purpose of him coming down there? What could he possibly gain from that? He didn't come for votes. Now I'm sure if he take a few back, it wouldn't bother. You know, it wouldn't. You know, but everybody's not cut out for elected. I'm learning this. I'm speaking for me. I know I'm not. So, but I know that. I know my jacket is nice. I know that. I know that. Hey Fox, listen. Big discount over here. Y'all can go from the Tucker Carlson, you know, Tucker like me. Tucker think he can say anything he want to say. So y'all had to show him, and I get that. Okay, and I get that. So if y'all want to get that diversity, inclusion, and equity thing popping, I got the jacket. I'm ready to get on the set right now. Okay. So.
I'm gonna say the N-word. That's racist. You can't say the N-word.
And you better not, man. So. Just my opinions. And that's the crew out there at the Cypress Preserve. If you haven't been out there, you probably need to get your group together and go out there and ride the bikes and check that place out. It's nice. Again, shout out to Congressman Russell Fry and his team. Coming in and town of Andrews, I think will work with anybody. Anybody that wants to do something positive for the town of Andrews, Republican, Democrat, evangelist, bishop, Pentecostal, holiness, Baptist, you name it. And them boys will work with you. So, yo.